Most people sign their divorce papers in a lawyer's office, cry in their car, ask for their audience for privacy, but Mikayla hired a professional photographer, put on a Just Divorce t-shirt, and turned her heartbreak into a viral aesthetics. The real winner in the divorce.
We talk every day. He comes over for dinner. He sees the dogs.
What happened to the whole "we are still friending"? He still come over for lunch or dinner. Yet she's celebrating this divorce like she just escaped a deeply abusive relationship that took everything out of her.
We are officially divorced. Okay, now we are celebrating today. We're gonna go shopping. We're gonna get a drink, some lunch.
The fact that her friends are celebrating this like she escaped a war zone is crazy. And her caption, she said, "The tears I shed, words cannot explain how happy I am." What is the problem? On July 28, 2026, the internet's most controversial beauty influencer officially ended her marriage with Cody and immediately treated it like a beauty launch for a creator who has spent her years being accused of faking everything from her reviews to her assets. This photo shoot is an ultimate proof that to an influencer, nothing is sacred, not even a marriage. But before we get into everything that happened, make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn on your post notification. I realize so many people watch me and they're not subscribed. Why? Please subscribe. Let's go back to the video. Let's talk about the monetized marriage. This video is really beautiful. It was so beautiful then, it's still beautiful now. To understand why the internet is so deeply uncomfortable with this divorce photo shoot, we have to take it back to July 2023. Mikayla didn't just get married. She turned her wedding into a multi-million-dollar corporate event. It wasn't a private celebration. It was the wedding of the week on TikTok. She packed her guest list with influencers, partnered with massive cosmetics brand for product placement, and treated her relationship like a reality TV. Millions of followers invested their time, their emotion, and views into her love story with Cody. For months, her marriage was her primary source of income alongside with her beauty videos. So when this same marriage ends just 2 years later, and she immediately pivots to a heavily styled celebratory photo shoot, it leaves a bitter taste in people's mouths. It makes the audience wonder, was any of this ever genuine? Or was Cody simply another character in a storyline that has already served its purpose?
I want to start this video by saying I appreciate you and I love you, and you're gonna want to sit down for this video. I am getting a divorce. Take a minute, take it in. I am getting a divorce. Cody and I love each other so much.
Okay.
We love each other so much. We would do literally anything for each other. I want you to know that.
Okay.
I'm not going to be sharing any details whatsoever as to why Cody and I have made this decision. The main reason I am doing that is because I want to protect Cody.
Okay.
Cody deserves that. We both want to heal. Cody deserves to be happy. Cody deserves to be happy. So do I. This is an extremely shitty thing. No one gets married to get a divorce.
Of course.
Absolutely no one. But what I can tell you is that this is very amicable. We talk every day. He comes over for dinner.
Okay.
He sees the dogs. Cody and I were together for 5 years, married for 2. And they are some of the best memories of my life.
Okay.
Memories that I will cherish forever. And I do not regret a single thing, nor does Cody.
The math behind this marriage isn't adding up, and that's where the timeline gets messy. When Mikayla dropped this viral announcement on February, early this year, okay, she admitted that they split back in 2025. While she was actively posting loved up couple content, she and Cody were already done at that point. For us, this looks like a very peaceful separation based on the video she gave us early this year on February. Like, I mean, people sometimes break off a relationship, break off a marriage. So hers is not different. Like, with her explanation, we can tell that they are in a good place. I mean, Cody comes for lunch, dinner, sees the dogs, whatever. So when she showed up in a court, July 2028, wrapped in over $43,000 worth of designer jewelries, doing a get ready with me for court.
Get ready with me for divorce court. I have been waiting for this day for so long. Today is my official divorce trial.
And her caption is saying, "The happiest day of my life. Words cannot explain how I feel." It doesn't look like she's healing. It looks like a carefully crafted script designed to control the narrative before Cody even speaks up. So if you have been following these two as a couple, you will know that Mikayla and Cody has actually been together for quite a while before they even got married. I think 5 years. So over the years, they have created a lot of content together. I mean, sweet content, funny content, makeup content. They traveled together, went to different countries, and basically built a life in front of the internet. So when she launched her business, Cody was also very supportive of her. You know, he was involved in the process and even modeled some of the products for her. So this wasn't just a relationship that existed behind the screen. I mean, this relationship was something her audience has watched over the years. And then there was the controversy surrounding her wedding ring. Apparently, Cody reportedly sold his truck so he could afford to propose to her. That was then. I mean, she don't have this type of money she have now. My point is that that ring was supposed to hold sentimental value to her. I mean, thinking about the fact that your lover sold his truck to propose to you, nothing should even make you think about letting that ring off. So, but when a brand reached out to Mikayla about promoting one of their ring, and suddenly she's promoting this brand ring instead. And that was when people started questioning the way she handles money and sponsorship. Because to some viewers, it looked like she's willing to replace something deeply sentimental the moment there was an opportunity to make money from it. And that's why people are looking at everything happening now through a different lens. Because this isn't about a divorce photo shoot. It's about years of a relationship being turned into content, products being integrated into their personal life, and moments that were supposed to be sentimental becoming opportunity for another brand deal. And there was also a time Mikayla spoke publicly about Cody struggling with drug addiction, which added another complication layer into their relationship and to the story they have shared to their audience.
Cody is in rehab, and I am ready to talk about it. Cody's story is not mine to share, but he has given me his blessing to talk about it today. I want to start off by saying I am incredibly proud of Cody. It takes an immense amount of courage to give up your will and enter treatment, and I could not be more proud. As many of you have noticed, for the last several months, Cody really has not been around, and now you know why.
There's just so much surrounding these two over the years, and when you put all this together with the way the divorce is now being presented online, it's understandable why people are questioning what they are seeing.
I know there is going to be so much speculation as to why Cody and I are getting a divorce.
Of course.
But I want to guarantee you that no amount of speculation, no one claiming they know why we're getting a divorce, no video from a T page or a drama channel knows why Cody and I made this decision. The only people that know why Cody and I made this decision is Cody and I.
Okay.
I just want to make that very, very clear. And one thing I want to ask is Cody and I are in this together.
Okay.
And I see a lot of times when people get a divorce or separate, people try to pit people against each other, pick sides. I'm asking you not to do that. Cody and I are in this together.
Okay.
Please don't pull us apart. Second thing I'm going to ask is Cody and I have been very open about his struggles with addiction. And I'm going to ask you if you can please leave that out of the conversation.
Okay.
They are two separate things. It is had enough as it is to be an addict and to struggle to stay sober. What happens now? Well, the reason I'm pretty put together in this video is because we made this decision last year.
Okay.
And I've spent the last few months processing this, a lot of crying, a lot of talking to family, friends, therapy, everything you can think of.
So this whole Cody deserves to be happy. We are in this together. Don't pull us apart. You know, we talk. He comes for lunch and every yada yada.
I left my marriage. I left. And I left because I had to.
Okay.
I needed to get out of that marriage.
Okay.
And you'll never know why, maybe one day, but it was for a very good reason.
Okay.
Never share this, but I first went to file for divorce in January 2025.
Okay.
And I did not have the strength to leave. I stayed a little bit longer, but then I finally gained the courage to leave.
So how did we go from he deserves to be happy, we are in this together, to you saying, I left my marriage. I left because I have to leave. Mind you, we've not heard from Cody. We've not seen anything from him, his close friends, his family. It's just Mikayla. Because you are making statements that sound like you needed to escape this marriage Why previously painting Cody to be this good person, saying we are still friends, he come over for lunch sometimes, he deserves happiness. A lot of things are simply not clicking. You told us you left for good reason. Very good, fine. And if that's the case, why are you still explaining to us? Why saying we will never know the reason? So at this point, aren't you supposed to just move on, continue with your makeup content? You told us you were getting a divorce. Okay, we've heard you. So why are you still constantly making videos and finding new way to profit off this divorce? Because this is starting to feel like the exact same thing that happened with the wedding. The wedding was monetized, brands sponsored it. It became more like an influencer event than an actual private wedding. And over the years, brands has been involved in different parts of your relationship. We are talking trips, sponsored content. There have been a lot of times they traveled. I remember the time they traveled to Korea, and I think she was gifted a Birkin bag, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there have been sponsored content, products, sometimes both of them, sometimes just her. You have monetized so many aspects of your personal life. Even Cody's struggles with addiction becomes part of the content. Because the truth is, if she never told us, we will not know. I mean, people most times keep a huge part of their private life off social media because social media is not a real place. We never ask for all this explanation. I believe she just wants to monetize every aspect of your life.
You can take all my fucking money, but you ain't taking my babies.
You see how over the past few months, she has constantly made content surrounding the whole divorce, whether it's about Cody supposedly fighting to get her money or something else happening behind the scene. When someone dropped this comment, I haven't seen the Pups in a while, can they make a guest appearance? And she responded basically saying, you could take all my money, but you are not taking my babies. And the babies, she meant the puppies. Now, if you know anything about social media, you already know fans are always going to leave comments. I mean, that's even the reason why your content are reaching more audience. So when people haven't seen the puppies in a while, of course, some people are going to genuinely wonder what is going on. And some fans might even start this whole speculation, or maybe Cody had them, or maybe something happened. That's how social media work. People are curious. People crave gossip. They want the gist. If you genuinely wanted Cody to have peace and privacy during this whole divorce, there are certain comments you simply have to ignore because you know fans are always going to ask questions. They are always going to speculate. They will always want to hear the gist. And the reason they feel so comfortable asking this question is because you have spent years giving them access to your personal life.
A second.
Okay.
Look at the length.
We
Do
see
you
that.
see that? I am speechless. And I'm not sure anyone's gonna ever be able
Okay.
to compete with this.
Obviously for slash. If you have been tracking Mikayla's career, this level of performance calculation shouldn't surprise you at all. This is the exact same playbook she used during the whole Mascara-Gate in 2023, where she allegedly threw on a false lash and lied to her audience for a corporate paycheck.
Meetings from 12 to 5.
Okay.
I literally just finished work and it's 5:19. Try being an influencer for a day. Try it. Because the people who say it's easy are so far out of their minds, try it for a day.
Okay. It's the same detachment from reality from her famous video about hardship of working 9 to 5 influencer schedule. Everything, whether it's makeup products, a 5 p.m. workout, or a legal marriage contract, is just an asset to be manipulated for maximum engagement. The strategy seems to stay in place. Take a personal moment, turn it into content, give the audience something to react, and ultimately keep the attention going, make money, and everything is flowing.
My handsome man.
My handsome man.
This is my Zach.
They look so high.
My first time dating a man with a beard. He's so handsome. I'm just obsessed with him, and he's so sweet. If you're like new here or missed it, he's my boyfriend from high school, and we are dating again after all these years. Getting ready to go to the Cheesecake Factory, which is actually where we had our first date. And after that, we're gonna do a little shopping at the Providence Place Mall because we're going on a weekend getaway to New York City, and we need some fits for all of the things we're doing. I love fashion, as you guys know. I'm not like insanely good at it by any means, but I really enjoy styling clothes and accessories and everything. So he's gonna let me style him. Do you know how fucking excited I am to style a man? Like, my dream. I don't know how to explain it, but something hits different dating a man with a beard. I've talked about this before, but he's the first.
If you thought the timeline of the breakup was messy, then the timeline of how moving on is even where the audience completely lost trust. On February 12, 2026, she dropped the bombshell that her marriage ended. Less than 3 weeks later, I think around March 6th, she was already filming a get ready with me for a date night, ending this video with a mystery man grabbing her waist. I mean, by April, she's completely had launched her new boyfriend, Zach. On Instagram and even on TikTok, she claimed he was a high school sweetheart or something who had fought to be with her for 10 years straight, but viewers couldn't ignore the math. Her divorce wasn't even legally finalized yet. She was already selling a brand new romantic fairy tale to her 17 million followers on TikTok. Now, so many people have a lot of speculation. Maybe she had been cheating on Cody with this person. Maybe she had been hooking up with this person because you broke up with this guy and all of a sudden he's out from nowhere and they are filming this sweet content. Of course, she's allowed to move on, enjoy her life, whatever. But when you have loyal followers who has invested in your relationship with Cody for over these years, people literally love her and Cody because we've seen both of them over the years. We are used to seeing Cody. Now, bringing this new guy out of the blue is questionable. I mean, if fans can support you, buy from the brands to promote, brand from your own brand, I mean, the parasocial relationship is already there. So people are asking the bigger question, girl, tell us the truth. What's going on? Maybe this guy has always been there. So this is the core issue with Mikayla's brand. Nothing is allowed to just exist in private. A relationship ends, the content pivots, a new relationship starts. It's just a marketing pivot at this point. Her real life has become so heavily curated for views that it's impossible for the audience to separate what is genuine human emotion from to what is just an algorithm play. Which brings us back to July 28, 2026. Mikayla walked into a courtroom for her official divorce trial, wearing her luxury designer clothing, and documented the entire morning with "Get ready with me for divorce court." Another video, "Get ready with me for another divorce court," where she was dressing up. And hours later, she was seen skipping down the courtroom step, wearing this customized Just Divorce t-shirt, screaming as she said threats of joy because it was the happiest day of her life. I mean, for any normal person, the dissolution of marriage is very heavy. I mean, it's a very painful event for so many people. But in the influencer economy, privacy doesn't pay the bills. Vulnerability is weaponized, and personal milestone, whether it's a wedding or a divorce, are treated exactly like product launches. Every single emotion is neatly packaged into a 60-second clip to manipulate the algorithm for maximum engagement. And you see her friends posting videos celebrating the divorce. This is one of the reasons I used to tell people, don't ever follow social media relationship. Don't look at anybody and say ghost. There's no relationship that could be ghost to you rather than the ones around you, the people you see. It could be your parents, it could be your auntie, your uncles, your friends around, people that you see often. You know what their real life feels like, not the curated part we see on social media. Because social media will always show you the sweet moments or the emotional, vulnerable moments where they profit off. So the major relationship you should ever aspire to have is the people around you, the one you can see the full picture. Because if you spend your years telling us about Cody, how he's good and whatever, and now you are celebrating a divorce like you just escaped one war zone. It's crazy. So what do you think? Is Mikayla just divorce photo shoot a brilliant, empowering way to start a new chapter? Or is it just an ultimate example of an out-of-touch creator who treats real life like a commercial? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe for more deep dive into influencer accountability. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm begging. I realize so many people watch me and they're not subscribed. Why? Please subscribe. I am Blessing and I will see you in the next video.